The following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbb-radio.com.
Welcome to 71Kicks, everyone. Welcome back. Alec and Zach here. Week 2 of the World Cup, fully engaged, fully commenced here. All sorts of crazy things going on. Messi becomes the all-time top goal scorer today, as well as France right now in a big rain delay for their game, the first one of the Cup. But, there's all sorts of stuff we could talk about with the games that have been playing and what could be coming up. But we covered it last week or a couple weeks ago briefly, and it has happened. Zach has experienced some World Cup action live in the flesh. And so I'm just wanting to let you take it away here, man. Give us the lowdown. How did everything go this past weekend?
Yeah. It's one of those days in your life that you've thought about for a while. I spent a lot of time, especially once it got announced, just thinking about this day that happened over the weekend. And I remember in 2014, that's when I truly fell in love with the World Cup. I mean, I watched a little bit in 2010.
Yeah.
But I wasn't fully a fan of this sport yet. I can admittedly say, it really wasn't until about a year or so after I really started getting into it. And I think 2014 was kind of my confirmation about how much I love the sport. And I think it really took over, really in many ways, took over my life. And just the amount of time I spent watching this sport, playing this sport, traveling for this sport, it's, most of the best memories of my life. I feel like I've been around this sport. So, obviously there's always gonna be the stigma, oh, you're an American, what do you know? And and I'm not saying I have the greatest ball knowledge in the world. I'm not gonna be that guy that tries to talk like that or act like that. But I remember, we got to the game and we're walking to the stadium and we got there pretty early, just want to make sure there's no issues with anything like that. And so we walked about, there's I think 2-mile walk from our hotel to the stadium. So we're let's just do it. Why not?
Were you able to find any of the parade stuff?
My buddies wanted to get a drink instead, but we stopped over with there for about 10 minutes and then we went and found a drink and sat down for a little bit, watched the Netherlands Sweden game. But then we kind of finished the walk. There's still a ton of people all making their way over. And then we had to wait for the guy that had our tickets, and that made me a little bit nervous, admittedly,
that's scary.
I've had an experience before, and I was just kind of getting a little antsy just because it's a completely different situation. And obviously, we were good, and I'm getting in, and we're worried about it. We're getting communication from the guy and everything.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hendrick though, he got us a pretty good deal on our tickets. So shout out him, awesome dude. I believe he played for the Slovakian national team way back when.
Wow,
really cool dude. Knows his shit. Let me tell you, I felt completely out of my depth talking to him. So then we went in. And I think that's really when it started to hit me, was when we were walking, our tickets were scanned. There's nothing in between us and watching the game. Just had to get to our seats in time. And I didn't cry, but I texted the group chat and I was starting to get a little emotional. And like I said, it's one of these days you only have so many days where you think about it happening your entire life. And it's most people, it's their wedding day or, the birth of their first child or, one of those kinds of things. And, you get your bucket list items that I think end up being a lot of the other things on that list. And for me, going to the World Cup is up there. It was always up there. For a while, it was probably going to a Chelsea game at Stamford Bridge, going to the World Cup, and then my other one still is see the Northern Lights, which I haven't done yet. But that's probably next thing I'm gonna, once this all World Cup settled, I didn't figure out what games are going to because the ticket prices went up crazy. We had to make some adjustments to the original plan that we had going. But yeah, it's just one of those days that I've spent a lot of time thinking about, and I think my emotions definitely was fighting the tears. I will say, like it's
Mhm.
it's I mean, obviously, as a fan of the sport, like the World Cup's just the greatest thing you could ever ask for. It's 3 to 4 games a day, high level football, um, just the peak version of sports entertainment. I won't debate that with anybody. That's just a fact. At the end of the like, I refuse to even listen to anything else that anybody has to say when it comes to entertainment value. The World Cup's just like it's just the best thing there is.
How was the atmosphere like in the stadium for the
Oh,
game? Like, you because how could you compare it to some other games you've been to?
yeah, I mean, obviously, most of the games I've been to where have just been preseason, and it's just mainly American. You know, they don't necessarily have the same level.
But you've been to Stamford
I've
Bridge though, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I was gonna get to that. My greatest experience ever still atmosphere wise was Stamford Bridge. That just because when granted, I know there's a lot of people like, oh, Chelsea fans suck. And most of the time we are, we're not the loudest bunch. Obviously, we're affected by tourism a lot. I can tell you I was not the quiet one in my section when I went to the game. Um, but what I will say is the atmosphere just incredible. I mean, there's 95% Germans and
Yeah.
a good pocket of Ivorians. But let me tell you, those Ivorians were heard when they scored. Let me tell you, they was not quiet in that building when the Ivory Coast scored. Um, but yeah, we were actually sat in the like upper level of with the German basically the I don't know if they're the ultras, but you know they were very uh passionate. They didn't shut up the entire game.
Nice.
We were very much trying to learn German as the game went on, and we'll at least
Yeah.
learn the chants. And for the most part, it was pretty simple. Like it wasn't anything crazy. Like we were able to keep up. And then the one guy next to us was very very nice guy from Hanover, was translating everything for us, so we knew what we were talking about or whatever. Um, and I knew like a little bit of the base level. I'm not gonna say I can speak German or have a conversation with anybody in German because I absolutely cannot.
No,
Um,
yeah. I'm
but I know
101
very
days in
yeah, like
101 days in Duolingo right now of German, and I still would be able, like, barely could scrap a conversation together. I don't think I can at
yeah.
all.
Yeah, like I know some very basic sayings and terms and stuff like that. And
Exactly.
but yeah, just that was absolutely incredible. Was it better than the Stamford Bridge atmosphere?
Who did they play at Stamford Bridge that game?
That was the Battle of the Bridge Part 2 against Spurs. So that was, and
Ooh.
that's the only reason why I'm
Yeah.
considering it is because it was one of the greatest since I've been watching, one of the greatest atmospheres I've seen at Stamford Bridge. And like I thought I was being biased just because I was at the game or whatever. And no, my friends confirmed on TV that that was probably like one of the craziest. Like they were loud. Like the pop when Reece James scored was just
Yeah.
unbelievable. Like that game. Like so, would I would say it's a better overall atmosphere than what I experienced at Stamford Bridge. I don't know if I'd go better overall. I would say it was more consistent, 100%. Like the noise and the singing was just
It's an interesting way to
nonstop the
put it.
entire
Yeah.
time. Um, I think Stamford Bridge was louder, and capacity wise was roughly similar. Like I think even like given like home and away fans. Granted, obviously, I think there's probably more just variation of people at this game just because with it being the World Cup. Um, but yeah, atmosphere wise, still just unbelievable though. Like, um, obviously Dennis Undev, shout out to him because he just that 95th minute winner just made it fucking unbelievable. Like
Electric.
like
Yeah.
what else can you ask for? Like I literally like everybody else was going crazy and I thought he was offside, which he ended up not being, obviously. But I thought he was for a second. I thought they called it too. I don't know why I thought I called it,
No,
but
is that, dude?
so
Isn't that
like
the worst when you're like too aware of things with a goal
yeah,
happening? Because like I have experience with that too, man. Like
yeah,
Declan Rice's first free kick in that Real Madrid game, I thought it went to the around the net and hit the side netting or like behind the goal. I didn't celebrate it at all, and the entire bar is like freaking out. I'm like, guys, didn't go in, and everyone's like, that went in, it went. I was like, yeah, no, no, no. It
Yeah.
sucks. It sucks your
Um,
energy out of that, like how you can
so
celebrate it, you know?
so but then after it took me a couple seconds to realize that it counted, and I was like,
Yeah, yeah. You're like,
and I
"That
just saw everybody
me."
going absolutely ballistic around us. And I'm like, all right, well, time to celebrate. So,
Yeah,
yeah, but I think the more than anything, I think the things I want to really touch on, I just think what makes this experience so special. Um, we were outside waiting to get into the guy with our tickets to get into the game, and um, there was like a group of Ivorians, and my buddy just asked one of them to take a picture of us, and obviously, anybody can look at us and tell we're not German.
yeah, yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? Like, my buddy's Mexican. Like, he's the farthest looking from German in person you'll ever meet in your life. Um, but it's a quick picture, and then the guy was like, "Oh, do you care if we take one all together?" So there's a picture of me and my two buddies, and like I think six Ivorians, just all just celebrating the occasion together, essentially.
yeah.
And
That's awesome.
and I told them, like, uh, to be honest, like, if I had a Didier Drogba jersey, I'd probably be wearing that today over my Germany jersey that I had on.
Yeah, yeah,
But it was just like one of those moments where, like, I'm never gonna talk to those guys again. I'm never gonna like see them again. But when one other situation when I ever have seen these guys, and they're there living their dream as much as I'm there living my dream, and it's just one of those things that just like you just think about and just think how special this tournament is. And and then during the game, the guy I ended up sitting next to, my left hand, there's one guy in the aisle, and there was me and my buddy 2 seats in, um and the guy I ended up sitting next to was actually Iranian, and obviously what's going on right now, you know, could have been a very awkward day and very awkward conversation. And we both kind of just said, like, sorry about my country, like, like, because it's just I'm not a very political person, like, um, but I still have sympathy for the people of Iran that are just bystanders in this all. And just because the government tells you a country's bad doesn't mean everybody from that country's bad, or doesn't make that country itself bad. I'm not saying one thing or another about Iran or the United States, but I'm just saying in general, like, that could have been a thing. And me and him celebrated every single both goals together. Like, I was he's got the videos, I'm in his videos, like, it was parts of the videos where he's just filming me and nobody else. But, like, it's those just couple things that just makes you realize, like, how special the tournament is. And
yeah, dude.
there was a guy we ended up talking to after the game too, and he was from Bremen, and he flew into Toronto from Frankfurt the day before the game. He was staying for the day, and he was flying home the day after.
Wow.
So, like, God knows how much money that guy ended up spending just to be
Yeah,
there for a day to watch his team in the World Cup. But, like, it just makes you think. And I'm sure people have done that elsewhere and for other sports and stuff. But I've done that. I've done the Germany to Frankfurt flight. Like, it's not a quick flight. Like, it's probably about an 8+ hour flight, if you know what I mean. Like, so to spend 16 hours on a plane over a 48-hour span, basically, or
yeah,
whatever, 50 something, whatever would have ever have been for him. Like, it just shows just the level of passion and commitment that people have in this sport. And it's just those things that, like, makes me feel like, just I know I texted my parents too, just how grateful I am for them and putting me in a position to be able to experience something like this. And I think in life, like, we take things for granted, and I'm definitely no exception to that. Like, I constantly find myself saying, I want what I want more. How can I have more? And um, it's just this is just one. Those was just one of those beautiful days that in my life that I'm gonna remember every day. I'm gonna think about it every day for a while. And whenever anybody asks about it, I'm like, yeah, that's one of just the most special days and special moments I'll ever experience in my life. And I think even in the moment, like, I'm not gonna say I took it for granted, but, like, in the moment, I'm like, I think I was just trying to process everything, and like what I truly was experiencing. And now that I've kind of had like a couple days to just kind of digress and really think about it, I'm just like, wow, like, that actually happened. And that was a day that I really just got to enjoy, and just incredible. Like, I'm going, obviously, we talked about a couple of the games I might be going to. I'm supposed to be going to New York on Saturday for the England game, the England Panama game. And I'm almost more excited now to go back to a game that I am for the first one, which is just I think just shows how incredible this tournament is, and like just how much it can just bring people together, and just
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. That's all I can like. Everybody's been asking. I've just said it's been just unbelievable. Like there's nothing like it.
You're making exactly all the points that everybody is making that they've observed so far, which is that it's not, there's so many things that can be said about places and people that you go, but until you experience it yourself, you're not going to know until you make those determinations yourself. And like this cup has just broken all kinds of those barriers down for people to just look past like all of those things and just be there, understand that we're there for the one thing that's bringing us all together, and it's the world sport, and it's just like, the fact that you took the picture with the Ivory Coast fans and like all got together and just like shared that moment together, when I'm seeing things of like, people are doing jersey swaps with each other after a game and like just doing silly stuff like that. And I just think that's so kick ass too. And it's like, there's no, again, like you just are so present in the moment, like, and it's just encapsulating everything around you. And like, it takes time to understand the magnitude and just like the gravity of how just positive and like good that was for you, So I think it's so cool just to hear like how great your experience was, and just again how if you were to be on social media and anywhere and see all the different reactions that all these other foreigner fans are having, like the Norway fans, like this has just been incredible to see, and I just love how much you just again like reiterated what's been said in this past 2 weeks so far. It's just awesome.
Yeah. Obviously, too, like, I think there's a lot of people that were worried about how this tournament was going to play out. And obviously, it's not been perfect. There's been some issues here and there with certain things. But overall, like, just the amount of people that are just embracing the cultures of where they're going to, and bringing their own cultures, and like just the cultural fusion we're getting in all over the place right now. Like you couldn't walk a block in Toronto, like, without seeing somebody that had a jersey on. But yeah, I guess I'll finish up before I go to some of the funnier parts of the day.
All right.
I'll just finish it up by, this is more of just a general statement. I just think if there's something you want to do in life and you're able to do it, or think there's a chance you can do it, even if it's maybe not the smartest decision, but you think you can do it, just do it. Like it's one of those things that I've kind of always tried to live my life that way. But I just think you're depriving yourself from things that make you happy, and something that could bring you like a level of joy you'll never experience again in your life. And this is my message to anybody that ends up seeing this, is that like just do the things you want to do. Like I can't stress how important that is. And like the memories I've made in my life, like I'm 25 years old, and like the memories like I have, like I feel like I've lived enough, like I've done enough of my life already where I'm like I can say I've lived a great life. And that's partially down to like the people I have in my life, and the things I've been able to do, and the family that I have. And but like and I'm understand not everybody has this opportunity that I'm in, and that's why I try to take advantage of it as best I can, because I'd be doing not just myself, everybody that doesn't get this opportunity that I'm in, a disservice if I didn't. So all I can say is if you're able to do the things you want to do and you're thinking about it, or there's something stopping you, just do it. Just please, for your own sake, just do it, and you won't have any regrets. I promise you.
Absolutely
You're not gonna have any regrets. Just do it, and you'll never forget it.
It's a fair point, because it's exactly as you said, like even for the people that don't have the ability, like if you have the chance to fulfill like something for a shared experience for not just you but like other people that would love to be in that position, I completely agree. You got to do that kind of thing. That's what brought me to London before. I just set it out to do it. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go to a game before my 30th birthday. That's it. I just have to do it, and made it happen. And it can happen. Yeah, and in the same vein, like I had a friend that you just would not be able to make it there, kind of thing, and I was texting him the entire way of like, dude, we're here, I made it, but like we made it. That's how you look at it, kind of thing, So yeah, man, I agree with all that. So funnier moments in the day though, like what do you
Yeah.
what kind of events and things transpired for you?
Well,
Just with other fans and
just yeah, mainly with other
parties?
fans.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I will say, we did start drinking at noon. Um, obviously
Excellent, excellent.
4 o'clock kickoff.
Oh yeah, you're good and
But
ready by 4.
yeah, and I tried to, I paced myself because I didn't want to just be hammered for the game to the point where I won't remember it because there's Bills games that I know I've gone to and I wasn't blackout, but like
Yeah,
the memories of them are foggier because you're a little too drunk to remember everything.
yeah, just a little
Um,
enjoyed a little.
so I wanted to make sure that I was sober enough to, especially with it being my first time, I wanted to make sure I was sober enough to really take it all in and process everything, and I have been able to do that. Um, can I say that about the rest of my night? Not necessarily.
Oh no,
I mean, we went from noon till 3:30 in the morning. We're pretty consistently putting them down. So, um, just long day, a lot of
damn, dude.
fun. I really paid the price for it yesterday morning. The car ride back from Toronto was very rough. But it's just like we're at the bar we went to, and it was a very interesting bar. There's like the one part of it was like an arcade, and they had like an actual bar, and then they had like a clubby like dance floor kind of thing. And we ended up on
I've been to this bar. I
it's,
know
it's
I've been to
called
this
it's
bar.
called Greta, I believe.
It does. Did it also have like a piano bar section?
Uh, maybe.
Was it? Did it look like a house? Was it just in the middle of a suburb, like in the middle of just no, like not near the
Uh,
city center, but you're
no, it
just
was
like
like that. It
outskirts?
was more downtown, I think.
Okay, okay. I've been
It was like
somewhere very similar.
yeah, I think it was called Greta was the place I've been
All
to.
right, I'll look
Um,
it up.
yeah, but I remember after the second goal, especially the main chant that all the Germans were just doing was "Undev, Undev, Undev, Undev." Um, and there's a lot of people just still in their full other Germany kits on. Clearly hadn't taken a break since the game finished, or hadn't taken a break at all. I'm
Oh
sure
yeah,
they're probably drinking longer than I was. And every time I saw any of them, we just ended up near them. I would just go "Undev, Undev, Undev," and that's all that you could hear just ringing out throughout the entirety of the bar.
yeah.
But yeah, just incredible. And then I actually got pressed by a German fan, which was
Really?
very interesting. It's all fun. Like it was.
Okay.
So as that the game was over, I was in the line for the bathroom. I had my Ozil Germany jersey on. Obviously, as a Chelsea fan,
Oh.
that's a conflict of interest.
Not just as a Chelsea fan, as a German in general. German in
Yeah,
general, because he's a very like split. Yeah, interesting.
yeah.
All right.
So he comes up to me, it's just spewing off German faster than I think I could process English. If it was English, just very drunk. Like, I mean, I have a hard, I can't really tell if he was slurring his words because German just kind of sounds like you're slurring your words anyways. But
Yeah.
very,
I
very
mean,
evidently very
yeah.
drunk. Just like he was like Mazut and like grabbed my shoulders and was just like spewing stuff off. Um, and I was like, I don't know what the like proper way to say no, like I don't
Yeah.
speak German is. So I was
Nine,
just like,
nine.
Nein Deutsch, Nein Deutsch.
Yeah, yeah.
And he goes, "Where are you from?" And I'm like, United States. He goes, so why do you have a Ozil jersey on? And I kind of explained to him like, well, I'm a Chelsea supporter. I really liked his game and fell in love with his game when he was at Real Madrid. Of course, then he went to Arsenal. So, but he's still one of my favorite players. But like, I obviously I didn't never supported him. And obviously it was easier to not support him at those times because Arsenal weren't very good for the most part. Um, but so I was like, so I just got his national team kit.
Say something.
Um,
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, like obviously, like if I wasn't, I wasn't necessarily not rooting for him. Like I wanted him to do well, but Arsenal to do bad. If that, like, I would have loved if he had like 3 assists a game and they lost every game like 4-3.
Dude,
That
he
would
was
have been
the third season he was there. He was like 1 goal away, or like just close enough for that all-time assist record,
yeah.
and he just didn't
Um.
connect. Yeah,
So
he
so
had
I
his
kind of
moments there.
I explained everything to him, and he goes, "That is wrong." I'm like, he
Ah,
goes, "You can't." He's like, "You can't do that." I'm like, "Yeah, like
really?
I get it. Yeah." He goes, Not very good. This is why you call it soccer." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Wow.
Um,
Okay, guy.
but and then he just kind of drunkenly just kept walking past people in line and to go to the bathroom. So
So it's wrong to just support a player. All right.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a difference in
Yeah,
culture or
I guess.
whatnot, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought I saw the funny side of it more than
Yeah.
anything.
No. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I was
He's
like,
trying to.
why? I was like, why am I the only one that got pressed? I'm like, he's obviously not German, and he's not obviously not German either. Like,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
got 3 people that are inherently not German. Like, you thought I was German, and then all like, I don't know.
It
It
could
was
have
just,
just been more of the political connotations
yeah,
and
it was,
baggage that
yeah,
Ozil has now. He's basically a
yeah.
Turkish citizen at this
Well,
point.
yeah,
So it's like, yeah, no,
um, yeah.
but
It was
that's still
honestly,
funny. That is cool.
yeah. And then it was funny on the way in. There was so like these kids with their dad or whatever. Um, and they were German, like they were speaking German, like asking, like, and they were trying. I can't remember. They're trying to give me something, like just give out something. And like I just kind of like a brain fart because I'm like I don't know how to say I don't speak German, but like I was like no, no Deutsch, no Deutsch. I just kept walking, and then like the dad was like I heard him say like in German, basically saying like you hear that? He said no Deutsch. I heard him say it. I'm like I'm sorry, it's not very good. I apologize. I don't really know German, and he started laughing, but.
Nice.
So it's just like kind of these like fun interactions with people that are
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, so it's just
That's
there's
cool stuff, man.
it was a lot of fun. It was a lot
Yeah.
of fun. The fun
You got
continued throughout
exactly.
the night. Um
You got
but
even more fun to look forward to here coming up.
yep,
Crazy game.
I don't have to worry about the British, speaking a different language to me. We speak
Right.
the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
language. So that part
They'll
will be
just
easy.
they'll just give you
Um
some banter if you're gonna wear a Chelsea kit or something like that.
oh yeah, I'm gonna wear my Reece James kit. And if they ask me
Oh,
like
okay. All right.
if they
All
ask me, why, I'm gonna say I'm just here to support Reece James. That's all I'm gonna say.
right.
I'm just here to support my club captain.
All right. Yeah,
I'm
man.
if England win, I think is it tomorrow. They play tomorrow or Wednesday, I
They play
think.
tomorrow and then they play later in the week. Yeah.
Yeah, because they play
Play
tomorrow and then
tomorrow.
they play Saturday.
Yeah.
So if they win, he probably won't even play on Saturday. But but either way, it'll be fun. I'm
Yeah,
looking
that'll be a good
forward to it.
time,
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get to another one because we talked about that Ivory Coast game and then the France Norway game. The Ivory Coast game went from like $200 to about 800, and
man. On the day.
not on the day, but like we didn't buy tickets because we wanted to make sure everything was like sorted first with like
Wow.
the tickets we won.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but so we didn't buy tickets yet, and then the France tickets went from 1,200, which was already pushing it a bit. But I was like, I got a couple games for cheap, so I was like, I was willing to spend a little bit more than I was planning on. And those are at 2,500 now, which I'm not willing to spend 2,500 on a group stage game that might not mean anything.
At that point, right? Yeah.
Yeah, or it could. I mean, I think if Germany wins, no, sorry, I think if Norway win, then it's for the group basically,
Okay.
but I think technically either way, Norway can. Or actually, I don't know how it works if it's like because like and then if Norway loses to Senegal today because they're already on 3 points, then France will have 6, but theoretically they could lose. Then it's like rock paper scissors at that point. Because then France would have beat Senegal. Senegal will beat Norway. If Norway beat France, but I don't know how that all works out. So,
Yeah, again, this
yeah,
seeding
I don't
stuff is
know.
gonna be getting ridiculous once they
I
try
know
to
the
figure all that
first
out.
I know the first tiebreaker is head to head. But I don't know, like if it goes the goal difference, if there's like the as I always call it, the rock paper scissors.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes it go to goal differential or how that theory could work. Realistically, France would just win that game.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if
yeah,
the game kicks back off. I don't think.
I just checked. This still isn't kicked off yet.
Wow.
So I know the French are probably
crazy.
pissed about that right now.
Yeah, this is the first kind of crazy delay. But
Yeah.
I think I saw something that the Club World Cup last summer had a lot of different rain delays and stuff.
Yeah,
That was
there was.
the case?
Yeah, because I think it was Chelsea Benfica. Yeah, it was Chelsea Benfica got delayed. I want to say it was like 2 hours.
Damn.
And then
Yeah, this
there
is
was like
almost
when there was
pushing
like
an
10
hour right now.
minutes when there was like 10 minutes left, I want to say. And then they like ended up getting a free kick or like sorry, a PK. And they
That's
scored the
right.
penalty.
I think I
And then we had to
remember
go to
that.
extra time just for us to win anyways. But
Yeah.
it's like I remember they sat in the locker room for 2 hours or whatever, or 3 hours, whatever it was, like waiting for lightning delay just to play the final 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I get it, but like, and it's just, I know that's just the rules in the United States, but like, this France game literally, I think there's expected lightning till like 9 p.m. So it's only 7:30 right now. Like by the time the game kicks off,
Yeah,
it's
what are
gonna
they gonna
be
do?
like well over 2 hours that they would have been waiting.
Wow.
Obviously,
Yeah.
I think it's more frustrating for probably people in the stadium and then the French fans at home that are, I think it's already
they're gonna have to wake up at like 5 a.m. to finish watching the game.
Yeah, like it's already, I think 1 o'clock or like 12:30 there, or 1:30 there, whatever it is. I'm gonna look that up, but like, obviously, I understand every country has its mandates, and the United States prioritizes safety when it comes to this kind of stuff. But
yeah,
it's just, it is just ends up being a little frustrating, though.
Well, I mean, we'll maybe by the end of this we'll catch the rest of that game. I think we can, come to a little wrap up here in a bit, but we can just touch on it real quick before sending it out that Messi is just inhuman. No, you can't say that. You can't say that because he did miss the penalty.
Yeah,
he did miss it and did look pretty human for a sliver of time today before scoring 2 in the same game.
It's
just
so. I was kind of making like jokes in the group chat, but I also kind of like, we get it. You're the GOAT. We understand. Nobody's doubts it anymore. Nobody questions it. We all know. Messi's the GOAT. Like, you're lying to yourself if you say he's not.
You've been just like chillaxing for the past couple of years. You're not playing as hard as you can because you're in the MLS. So you're just like saving your stamina and energy for like big games like this and your international games. So, like, we understand where the priorities are. We get it.
Yeah. Which I don't blame him. Like, why would he put that much effort in MLS? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just.
Dude, I think as soon as this cup is over, he's just going to call David and be like, all right, my friend, I'm gone. See you later, bye. Like, he's just gonna. That's it. He's like, this is the last ounce of effort he's putting into playing, and then he's calling
it. I don't think they will win because they've scored 5 goals and Messi scored all 5 of them.
Yeah,
and surely when they're and then granted, Austria's a solid team, but they're not one of the top dogs. They're just not. Like, Algeria, Lucas Zidane should have to change his name of how much he's a disgrace to the Zidane family. First off, it's already just just an insult to be a goalkeeper when your dad is
exactly. I don't get that at all. Like, I really don't get that. But
and 2, just the absolute howler and just horrific performance he put in against Argentina.
Yeah,
and just how horrible he is as a player in general.
It's one of those things of like, you don't want to disown your kid, but you just saw Zidane's face where he was just like, I have no affiliation to any of what's going on here. This kid made the decision to be a goalkeeper himself, and this is what happens.
Yeah, but besides all that, anyways, though, like, if somehow Argentina found a way to go back to back, which I don't think they will do, I just think there are better teams this year. But if somehow, some way they do find a way to do it.
Sorry, just one of the teams that have been displaying better traits. Go ahead. Sorry.
No lies detected.
No lies.
No lies detected. And really nobody else on Argentina's looked that good. I mean, I know they've kept a couple clean sheets, but like no real dangerous attacking threats they've played so far.
Yeah.
But if they do somehow, I could see Messi just being like, you know what else do I need to fucking do? Like, but also just like how he's played just makes you think like how like why is he in the MLS? Like, and I'm glad he is, and I think it's been good for obviously you know the sport in this country and everything. But like, why is this guy in fucking MLS? Like, it's almost like it's just like an insult to himself. It's like you're too good for this. And I understand he wants like a more he probably doesn't want to train it like hard and week in week out and have the expectation to be the be one of the best in the world week in and week out. I'm sure he's enjoying the fact that he can kind of just play for fun again. Doesn't have to take it too seriously. Like he probably, I mean, not that he ever apparently took it that serious. I mean, he took it serious, obviously, but like, there's like all these stuff about how he was on FaceTime with his kids at like 5 minutes before they walked out, or he was just like scrolling Twitter like 5 minutes before they walked out, or
Straight up,
whatever
like,
it is.
yeah, that's how
Like,
chill this dude is these days.
yeah, like he was just always been just unbelievable.
Yeah.
But part of me is just like, all right, enough. Like we get it. You're the greatest. I think it's just the child in me that's a Ronaldo fan.
Dude,
It's just like have a day off, man. Like we get it. You're better than him. Like it's like fuck,
yeah.
dude. Just leave him alone, please. Just leave him alone.
It's not even
Like,
that
it's
anymore.
just-
It's just like that the discussion shouldn't be about like a Messi or Ronaldo debate anymore because it's not a debate. There's just like there's no argument to make. Messi is just in a different.
It was over when he won the World Cup, and he's like
even
and now
like
he's added 5 goals. Like they like it's and that's really what it comes down to is the main difference in their careers is World Cup.
I would
mean,
say
there's obviously
that,
other differences,
but it's also like I'd say again the main difference is what everyone will always say is that Messi is born with the talent and Ronaldo trains and is his performance is the talent, and it's what he is striving for is what it is, and like he holds himself in such a high regard that that's why he was able to compete with that level of like a Messi player for so long. But now you look at what he's playing and how he plays, and it's just like he's a shadow and shell of what he once was. And if he ever wants to break this record, he's got to do the same and come to the MLS or something, a league that's like not going to be as competitive for him because like the dude's just like he's trying so hard, and it's showing that like he's in a different level and stage of his career now that it's the levels aren't there.
Yeah, and I do like part of me like there's a lot of people like blaming Ronaldo for the DR Congo game last week, and I'm just like, okay, like he didn't offer anything, but he got no service. I spent the first half watching Bernardo Silva just try to play as a midfielder from the wing, which is not what you need when you have João Neves and Vitinha. Like Bruno Fernandes ghosted that game as much as he did. Like they couldn't get Bruno in the game at all. Like and Pedro Neto did the classic, oh, I'm just gonna hit the cross every single time, besides the one that dropped to João Neves, which the shortest guy in the pitch scoring a header is always hilarious.
Always fun.
But he's unbelievable too. Like he doesn't get the plaudits as much because of Vitinha, but he's just ridiculous, a ridiculous player too. But hopefully they play like I've been saying Leao and Conceição just because they offer something different. I like Bernardo Silva. I'm not dogging Bernardo Silva as a player, but like for him to be effective, he needs to be on like a center mid, not a winger. They don't need another they don't need somebody else to dictate the game. There's nobody in the world right now that dictates the game better than Vitinha, and like he's got his partner in crime with him. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like they need to do things that like get like Nuno Mendes forward more as well. Like because and I think Leao and Nuno Mendes, like when Leao and Conceição came on, they were significantly more dangerous than Neto, who is just all he can do when he's on the left is go down the line and cross. And Bernardo, like they both were way more dangerous the entire time they were on the pitch than him. And obviously, like I'll give Wan-Bissaka his credit because his tackling is just unbelievable. But moral of the whole story, though, to blame that game solely on Ronaldo is just like, okay, like this is just like it's always been the same thing with him. It's like somehow when things aren't going right, whatever club he's at, it's always or whatever team he's on, it's always somehow always was his fault.
Right.
It's like, oh, he doesn't press enough,
And
or he's not playing good enough right now. But
and
it's
it's the
like,
price he pays for putting himself in the comparison
yeah.
spotlight like that,
But
you know.
now,
And
but
he,
now the
yeah,
thing is, like, he's 41 years old. Like, was anybody expecting him? Like, is anybody expecting him to press like full speed 90 minutes? And
right.
I get the argument, but like, is João Felix gonna press? Like, I've watched him play at Chelsea. Guy does not fucking press. And like, okay, you can put Gonzalo Ramos out there then. Okay, that guy's either incredible on his day or horrific, and he's horrific more than he's incredible. So it's like, if you're looking at their striking options, Ronaldo's probably still the best of the three. And I get the argument is you want somebody else in there and just try it. And I think if they have another really bad game, this like who they play Colombia and actually Uzbekistan. I think
Let's
it's
see.
I think Uzbekistan's tomorrow, I want to say.
They've got Uzbekistan tomorrow.
Yeah, like if they play Uzbekistan tomorrow and it doesn't go well, and for some reason it seems like Ronaldo's a problem. I know he's not going to, but as a captain, he should be able to look himself in the mirror and say, start somebody else, I'll come off the bench. And especially against Colombia, like that's going to be a huge game that determines a lot for them. But like obviously they're in a must-win situation. Like they have to get one win. Like I've been saying, the 4 points I think is the magic number.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's
they can
always
do
been
it.
the magic number when there's like these three team things, like three teams advance from some groups. It's like 8 of the 12. So like if you get 4 points, realistically, you're probably good. But yeah,
Yeah,
I got.
they can
I'm
do
not
it.
saying like, and I probably sounds like, oh, you're just defending Ronaldo. Like I'm not. I'm not gonna be one of those people that just completely defends Ronaldo and acts like he's doing great. Like he had a terrible game versus DR Congo. He wasn't good. He was not very good at all.
No, but it's I know, I hear what you're saying, man. It's
Like
he's a scapegoat, and he's not the
yeah,
center of all the problems there, and it's gonna be, yeah, it's a must win for them tomorrow, because that's a lot of these teams, and a lot of at this stage, some of these teams have been able to qualify and like have the ability to like not go into game match day 3 with like the pressure on right now. Like the
right.
U.S. are able to rest in this next game. Yeah, and so like he, yeah, must win for them. We could see if it comes out, because again, like it'd be uh, Turkey getting eliminated right away like that is just it's
I'm
insane to
not talking
see.
about them,
We don't need to
man.
talk about it. We're not going to talk
I'm not,
about it. Like I'm trying
those
to wrap. We're going to wrap
guys.
up. We're wrapping up here. We don't
No,
need to guy. We're not going to dive into any of that. But I'm
fuck
just
you,
saying, like,
Turkey. That's all I gotta say. You make
that's
me
all we're
look
going to
fucking
say.
stupid again. That's all I gotta say. Fuck them. They made me look stupid again.
There's all sorts of stuff that's going on here that can still go on. So like, who knows if we're going to see a crazy like early exit or something like that, like another draw from Portugal tonight leading to a Colombia game
Yeah.
that's a must win for them, and then they lose that or something, or another draw. Like it's all, this is another week coming up here of some crazy games and matchups, and starting I think from Wednesday until like Sunday, there's 6 games a day. So
Yeah.
we're feasting this upcoming weekend, man.
I think we need to before we close out, I think we got to talk about our nation, because
I don't want
they
to. All right, hang on, because I don't want to, and I'll say why.
okay.
They're the talk of the town right now, and we're all talking about them. And the hype is blowing bigger than we deserve at the moment. Let's get through the group stage. Let's get through this. First, at least the round of 32. We'll be able to have a better idea of how we're looking once we start playing some of these other teams that are in a better, like, the stakes are higher in those situations. Because like the last thing I want to see is us in a round of 32 exit, and the way that we're hyping ourselves up and the way that this is going, I'm very fearful of something like that happening. So I'll leave it at that. If you want to say something quick, we can, but
I'll keep it
the
short.
less said, the better.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, for anybody that watched the game. I watched it at the Banshee. I had a great time.
You were there? I was there.
Where were you in the Banshee?
I was outside.
I was upstairs.
Ah, no way, man. I was there.
Shit.
Damn it.
Yeah. We got there. We ended up getting lunch. I had the shepherd's pie from there for the first time.
Nice.
Unbelievable. I could eat that shepherd's pie every day of the week.
The food outside, they ran out of the chicken tenders, so I ran down to Jim's after the game.
Fair. I was upstairs, so I didn't know you were there. But yeah, I mean, everybody watched that game. Australia really didn't even threaten at all, for being completely honest. Like I think they had a moment towards like the end of the game, but like we were completely in control for 87 minutes. Wasn't the cleanest attack, but when a team lines up at a 5-4-1 with no intention of actually trying to win a game, and they're playing 10 to people behind the ball at all times, like, but they found a way to get the goals. Job done. Bish, bash, bosh. Looked great again. Let's finish it up with Turkey. Obviously, it's gonna be a little bit different because I'm assuming we're gonna rest some people.
We can rest Chris Richards in the back line at least or something.
Yeah.
Give those guys a break.
I'm sure Pulisic's dying to play right now.
He is, but I think he can.
There's no reason unless you give him like 5-10 minutes at the end of the game just to get some feet, just get it some fitness back or just some like game but don't sprint, just do the bare minimum.
Gio out there, give Gio a start. Yeah. Let's see like Flo and Gio out there just fucking around, man. I'd love to see Flo get another start.
I will say there is one thing that I do need to address with this team going into this game against Turkey, because obviously we won the group, baby. They all said we were gonna get grouped, then we won the group, which just whoever thought we were getting grouped, I'm just like
there was no chance that literally we would have to be dead last in the group, and there was just no way that was gonna happen.
No, there's no way with this group we were ever gonna get knocked out in the group stage. But with that being said, this is more of a message from Mauricio Pochettino more than anything. This is completely unserious, but it is very serious though. You might know where I'm going with this. Poch, what's up, man? I spent a lot of time watching you as a coach, hating on you for a long time, and then obviously in recent years I've had to support you, and I liked what you've been doing so far this tournament. I can't lie. Yeah, I mean, you're dressed like a drug dealer, so I don't know what you're doing on the side here, but it's looked good. But with that being said, though, as much as I've enjoyed it, and I know we won the group, and I'm very happy that we won the group, and I know we're going to rotate some players here. For the love of God, don't make me sit through a game where I have to watch fucking Christian Roldan. I am begging you, Poch. You can play Berhalter. That's fine. I don't mind you starting Berhalter. I don't know. I'd rather rest Adams, I think, because he has an injury record. And as much as I would like us to rest players, and I do want to see us win this game. Like, I don't want to fully rest everybody because I do want to win this game.
Yeah.
I would like to go 3 for 3 in the group. Yeah, it will be history. It'd be very good for the group. I understand that's probably we could still win. Turkey have 60 shots and can't figure out how to score a damn goal. That's not me exaggerating. They've had 62 shots in 2 games and haven't figured out how to score a damn goal. But for the love of God, I just don't want to watch Christian Roldan in a United States jersey. I just don't. And I guess this is a message for Roldan. Prove me wrong, buddy.
Hey, this is the tough.
Prove me wrong.
This is the cup that's been doing all that. Everyone's been proved wrong, and all sorts of unexpected miracles have been happening here.
And this might be the cream of the crop, though. Like,
Listen, if that ends up happening, then I give us full right in the next episode to just say that we're going to the final, like all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
I do have 2 more closing remarks though that I just thought of.
All right, go for it.
One shout out to the Curacao goalie for having 15 saves against Ecuador. That was absolutely incredible to watch. And then number 2, I would like to apologize to our co-host who couldn't make it today. for saying that Germany was going to get third in the group. As I said, I had a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment. If you know where that's from, that's fun ball knowledge there.
I can't remember.
It's a certain video of somebody recording something he shouldn't be recording.
Oh shit! All right.
No,
Okay.
yeah, now he's
All
a
right.
WWE
We'll say less.
superstar.
We'll say less.
Yeah, I'll leave it there because it's not.
Oh
not-
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Nah. Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deep cut.
Yeah.
Man.
But yeah, I was wrong. I believed in the Ecuadorians playing Haram ball better, which they have not done so far. And Ivory Coast, although they looked good to start the game, they didn't quite show up like I needed them to for my prediction to be right. So I apologize, Brandon. But yeah, that's all I had.
All right. Yeah. Any closing remarks from me? I mean, World Cup fever is at an all-time high right now in the U.S. If you're not on board yet, there's still time because the knockouts are just going to get even crazier. And embrace all the people and cultures around you, all that kind of stuff, man. And yeah, that's pretty much it today. Next week, I think we might have one more match day, like next Monday, and then Tuesday starts like seeding and stuff. Or I can't exactly know.
I think it's.
Let me see.
There might be a knockout game on Monday.
Maybe.
I feel like Germany plays Monday, or it's like official that Germany plays Monday. I could be wrong though.
Load matches. All right, it's not loading them for me right now. Anyway, we'll have a better look at the knockout stages by the time we tape next. I think we could do something live next week. Maybe we'll be in person, and we can then figure some of that stuff out. But until then, folks, keep enjoying, keep watching. This is 71Kicks. We'll see you next time. Up the Yank.